I created install script for my Linux dots and it's horrible. The script itself, I mean. Dots are fine, at least to me. Now, quick explanation for those that don't know what are dots or what I mean by dots. Dots are basically configuration files that are user accessible. In other words, they reside in a user folder. User can then install software that uses these dots as their configuration. And thus software gets configured accordingly to these dots file. They are called dots file because they're usually hidden, and dot at the beginning of a directory name in such Unix systems mean the folder is hidden. Common hidden folders in user directory are, for example, config, local, or cache. Of course, there is more to dots in a sense of pre-configured desktop environments than only config files itself. There are also helper scripts that do various stuff like printing out volume bars, switching something, running something at the start like delete or something or whatever. Like there is lots of things to be scripted to make desktop environment unique. So in a modular system like Hyprland or Sway or DVM, there is also involved the choosing of software that makes the UI components. Now let's see through my dots what I have, what I implemented, and if you like them, I created install script as I said. We'll go through and try to install that script if it doesn't fail, because it's really janky. I mean, I'm not a scripting kind of person. I rather program that, but I mean, really. So first of all, we have such Weber over here, and we have of course our workspaces, and the third one is floating workspace. Shortcuts here on the left. I kinda gone with a white edge. It kinda gives everything more smarter look. And here we have then NWG drawer. This is modified, although a newer version is already supporting UWSM launching of apps. So basically that was my request. So actually you can, I need to change it up. That's now pre-compiled, like it won't update, but I mean it doesn't need to, like what will change. Yeah, it's a nice drawer. You can search here, you can sort a little. For those who don't wanna use like Rofe or something, because we do have Rofe, and it's also like kind of, yeah, it's themed according to our theme. More on theme later. Here we have Sway notification center. Like, yeah, we basically have here game mode. It switches blur off, and we have here Tesseract, text recognition. We can now paste that here. You can see it works. We have screenshot tool. Uses Swappy to show you final result. We have color picker, and also all of these things are tied to shortcuts. Like for example, color picker can be accessed with Windows or super key and dash key. Now what we also have is Wollust. Software is written in Rust, and what it does, it changes. I pre-configure it already. It's alternative to PyVal, but PyVal is archived and not updated anymore. It's a Python script. I mean, what is worse, Python or like Rust pre-compiled software, like Rust is of course more efficient than Python. And we have here lots of wallpapers. I mean, these are not included, these are mine. But let's switch something else, like let's switch to that one, switch to that one, to that one. We can see colors change, like all of these and these and these. If we do some other picture, you see there are different colors, and there something more. Yeah, and you see here are highlighting green. Now we have here power control, and it's already everything pre-configured. Also there is pre-configuration for Steam games. Basically what I'm doing is I am allowing tearing, which is needed for games, because games have their own. When they are full screen, they're running in kind of an exclusive mode. They have their own vsync implementation for their internal UI components. I'm also appending game as content type to all the Steam games, and of course what that does is if you have VRR monitor, if you specify that, although VRR is kind of broken on AMD at least. I tried it, and every time you move the mouse you have broken VRR, but regardless that kind of seems like it's changing. With that game it's already everything pre-configured, so if of course monitor you will need to configure yourself. My script also asks you if you wanna configure it. Now let's continue with installing. Like first of all Arch, and I will show you through process and then how I use my dots. Now first of all, if you're installing in a VM, and Hyprland needs 3D acceleration, there is no way around it. Here you choose virt.io, here you choose 3D acceleration. You save that, here Spice server, Spice server needs to be chosen, and OpenGL, and choose your value none, okay, and here you choose your GPU. Click apply, and we can click begin installation, and we can see our install medium. Now I will guide you how it's easiest to install first of all base Arch and then our dots on top of it. Here you will go Arch install, that's the easiest way to install that. And yeah, okay, new version, okay. And here we can choose English. Here locales we can change, I mean I need to change to my layout, otherwise it will be all jank. Language I need to also change. UTF-8 is recommended. Mirrors and repositories, select regions. We can select a couple of regions. And not anything else. Here for this configuration, of course, you all if the easiest way for a beginner is to use like the whole drive partitioning, and do that, and you can go back, swap, you can leave like swap to ZRAM. Bootloader grub is alright, hostname you can, I mean hostname you can change, so you see that machine on a network. Then authentication, root password. User account, add user, username, dots, let's say. Usually username if you have only one user, and you are also the one user with that will have wheel permission, or it will be in a group wheel. That means you can use sudo, and here it asks you if you wanna be use super user, and usually you put same password for both, like root and user. Confirm and exit, back, profile. Here it's important that we choose server. Server profile, no, not server, come, I'm sorry. Not server, minimal. We need to choose minimal. Applications, yeah, here Bluetooth. No, let's not do Bluetooth, but we will do Pipewire. No, my dots also install Pipewire, so it's recommended that you either use Pipewire already here, like it won't work probably with Pulse. Kernel we can leave. Network configuration, we need to choose network manager. Additional packages, nothing. Time zone, you can leave UTC, NTP, network transfer protocol is enabled for automatic time sync. Okay, we need that. Here we click install, like to continue, yes, and it will go through installer for Arch Linux. So now that install is finished for our base Arch install, can do reboot system, and of course you took out your USB by now, so you have now grab menu for system that we installed. First choose first option, and we did like dots, and now we are in. First of all, do pacman as git. Okay. Sudo pacman git as. And we install git. Now we need to git clone my repository where I have these dots. So we do https and github.com/alius7/my, and no, dots is lowercase letter, and we are cloning. So now we need to go to our my dots, and what next is we need to chmod the install script. So we do 744 for install.sh, and now we in that folder /run that install script. It's a mine install script. Don't look at it. If you're, I mean, if you're not a beginner, probably you are not watching that right now here. Are you using, no, first question, are you running that script from basis Arch install? Yeah, I asked that because like you can't really that run from, I don't know, base Ubuntu install or something, or from already install. Because if you have already some kind of desktop or you have Hyprland, of course everything will be overwritten. Yes. Finally it's working. And sudo, why didn't ask for sudo? I don't know. Huh. And now it's installing. Yeah, because we installed git with sudo before, because that's why I didn't ask. No, script is not really amazing because I mean it's only lines after each other, so it's not really a great script. But it does the job, and it will ask you a couple of times for password again. Yeah, as we see here. You just need to type in the password again. And now it's doing its thing. I also installed Hyprland browser. More on that, you can watch my previous video about browsers on Linux. I'm not installing lots of things from Avar, so you're good there. I will show you later when it's installed. And here we are installing some bloat, because if you came from Windows, you need to feel right at home, so we'll install some bloat. Mainly what I'm installing is Bitwarden and stuff. Like, you can comment that it's, I mean, script, everyone can read that script. Like, if you can read from top to bottom, you can read that script. This for you. Yeah, and it's UWSM, that's why I'm okay here. That's why I'm starting this. Symlinks are from systems control. I'm running services, and here it asks you to input string to set up monitors in Hyprland Cove. Leave empty for automagic. Like Hyprland, if you leave empty, they do automatic stuff. So we can leave empty for sake of VM. And yeah, I'm also changing the shell to ZSH, so it asks you here, and system will reboot in 5 seconds. And of course in SDDM, make sure you have UWSM chosen. But it does use default UWSM, as you can see. Now we can log in and we'll have replicated setup. And here we need to couple of times type in sudo root password. That's because that Hyper plugin manager, I don't know, sometimes it needs password or something. It's kind of weird. And yes, everything you need to do, yes, if you want these hyperbars and hyperscrolling and we are done. So what I didn't show you before, I mean, this is the replicated setup. This is the same. I choose that background. I need to also check the license for that background if I can use it. Okay. There's a lot of things I need to do, okay? But I'm just saying you can use that script too. So, yeah, here is our terminal, and it's asking us to update. And this is our design, like, and if we go to, I'm using all my ZSH for theming, but I did modify theme a little. You don't find exactly the same theme. And you do let's go to here, and we can see git status, which branch we are and stuff. So yeah, and for what I didn't show before is like that thing. We have now master layout. You can switch layouts on the fly here. Master layout or scroller layout. Like we can move between windows, as you can see. That I didn't show you before. Also, what I forgot to show you is we have volume adjustment. Oops. Here. And also brightness, but we don't have brightness in neither of my, but it will work with if your brightness, if your laptop or something has brightness control. So all that is by it's using these colors from wallpapers, so you can see. Like, okay, here that red is hard coded. I still need to fix some things, like, I mean, so, but if you wanna use it right now, like, if you know you're around, you can fix some things like text recognition. I think is not working, something is missing. I'm pretty sure something is missing. Like, if we do that, read the wiki, and it will paste that here, yeah, nothing. But colors do work. I need to fix some stuff, probably dependencies that are missing. So basically, if you like that video, please like or subscribe, and that's all.